Hello, Cancer. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Thelma Tarot. There we go. By Renata Lechner. And for the supportive Oracle cards, the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I'm new to the Thelma Tarot. One of the reasons I like it is because the images are very different in certain situations. So I'm an intuitive reader. I'm just making sure I read it that way, in case you're wondering. But I've noticed it with a couple cards, like they're completely different from what I'm used to. They have completely different meanings, it seems. Not according to the book. I'm not one to really use the book, but I'm just noticing there's different messages that are coming through with these cards than other decks with the same card. Let's put it that way. Relationship first. Single second. Alright. Now, when it comes to this relationship, spiritually, your partner has the Knight of Swords. Which swords are communication for me. Air. Very much, things are going out, things are going forward, they're communicating, and there's a lot going on. A lot of opportunities coming their way. And I'm getting they're standing in a position where they're looking at all these possibilities. I don't think possibilities is right. I feel like they're looking at all these things they're about to achieve, and they're very centered on that. I don't feel like... I don't want to say that you're not a factor, but they're looking at what's happening and they're seeing all the joy and everything they've accomplished. They're not like looking at the side effects or what's going to happen around them because of all these things they're garnering. Because I do feel like there's some things that are going to change here. Now, I do notice you're standing in a spot of justice. That seems to be the strongest card right now on your side. I feel like you're looking at your partner like they've done a lot of good work. They deserve all these accolades, whatever's coming their way, and you're very supportive of that. You're standing in a spot of that right now. That's where you're starting right now. But I'm getting as things go forward, it might take a turn, because even though you're standing there right now, and you've got the Four of Swords, also you're experiencing the Four of Swords with the Justice card, which tells me you're very much on your partner's side with this. You're feeling this is great. This is very stable. You're also not seeing these other effects that are coming your way. And I'm feeling you have the health card here right with it. It's like things are going really well. Things are going where you want them to. At first blush, it all feels very good. Your challenge card is the Nine of Cups because you're starting off in a very positive, good, this is great feeling. The trick is to stay in that thought, because as it goes forward, the changes that are coming due to this, due to these positive things coming into your partner's life, there's going to be some challenges coming forward because of it. I'm getting your partner is going through a change. Whatever's happening, whatever they're going through, whatever they're getting here, these accolades, these things they've garnered, it's the challenge card is the World, which to me says that things are getting a lot better for them, but they're going into this metamorphosis, a whole new era. This is changing things for them. This is a big change that's coming towards them. And I feel like as it first happens, you're not realizing, I don't feel like either of you are realizing what a change this really is. Because I feel like they also have the Knight of Wands here, which is a very good companion card, in my opinion, to the Knight of Swords, because those two energies are very intermingled. They usually get along very well. Communication drives effort, drives action. Action creates communication. They go back and forth a little bit. Excuse me. They're going out. They're getting right into it. They're very active in this. Part of this might be, I feel like the challenge of the future is, when this first happens, they're very busy with this. And it seems like it might just be a short-term thing where they're very, very busy. I'm getting that it's not. I'm getting that's one of the reasons they're showing the Knight of Wands. Because I feel like you and your partner are thinking this is just a transition. For the transition, your partner's going to be very busy. But it's only you're thinking, you're looking at it as if it will be temporary. But I'm getting like this situation with all the effort, the Temperance is right next to it to like reinforce that this is not going to be temporary. Like the Knight of Wands is a very interesting character. He can be quick in, quick out. That can happen. But he can also be somebody who's very, very, very active and gets things done and keeps going and goes through a situation to completion. So it depends on how he's hitting in the reading. And this one, especially with Temperance next to it, it's gonna like there's a lot of effort going into this from your partner, and it's gonna stay like that for a while. I'm getting, as the Temperance comes into play, and it just seems to be more of the norm rather than the exception. That's when you get the Devil card on your side, where you're kind of like, all right, this is great that you have all these things, but like, you notice with this person, they're not looking all that overly impressed with the whole situation. They're just kind of like, I need some me time here, and it's kind of like feeling stuck, feeling like there's nothing you can do to change the situation, kind of resenting a little bit maybe that your partner isn't around as much, wondering if there's anything they could do to fix that. But at this point, I feel like they're not willing to rock the boat because they just got this upgrade, so they just want to be very careful with it. Not very shockingly, this card evokes a little bit of rough energy. I'm getting you're looking at the situation kind of like, how much longer do we have to put up with this? It's weird because you're looking at it like it's a positive situation, but you're just kind of like, this is going on too long. Because you might have to be, I feel like you might be picking up some slack in the relationship yourself, getting some of the mundane things done that your partner's not, maybe your partner would usually take care of, but since they're involved in this situation, they can't. And you're kind of getting a little fed up with that too. I don't know if it's really coming towards your partner, though. You might be keeping that more to yourself. It depends on you, clearly. Because I feel like this is happening. This emotion is there, but I'm not seeing a negative effect on your partner. So I'm feeling you might be stomaching it a little bit, which might be kind of making you smolder on it a little bit. But I also see the spiritual. See, you've got these two coming at each other. You also have the Hermit card in the spiritual aspect, which really makes me feel like you're keeping this to yourself. These are both major arcana cards. They're both quite strong. You're trying to figure out what to do about this. I feel like you're honestly having feelings where you're not happy about the disconnect, but you're also kind of balancing it out with like, I need to figure out like, is this going to stay like this from now on? Like, what do I need to do to adjust to the situation so we can both be happy? Because I feel like you are very resolution oriented at this time with the Hermit card. You're looking for those answers. You want this to work out. But the Devil card is pushing in like, you know what, I'm really getting sick of doing what I'm doing. I'm sick of this situation the way it's been going. It's going on too long. I'm not happy with it. This is not what I really want. So like, you're kind of like, I'm very happy for my partner. I want this to work out. There must be some way we can make it work out. The other side's kind of like, I'm sick of this. I want this to end. I'm just fed up with the whole situation. So they're kind of like battling back and forth. It's just kind of like a thunderstorm of emotions going on there. But you're definitely, I don't feel like you're pushing this forward to your partner. I don't. I feel like you're trying to figure it out and you're trying to find a way to make this work out better, but you are honestly kind of a little bit kind of like, this is going on too long. How long does this transition take? And you're starting to realize maybe this isn't just the transition. This is how it is from now on. You're not over the moon about that either. Now I'm getting this goes forward, and what makes it better is I feel like your partner is cementing into this new way of life. I feel like the Chariot with the Justice is like, the Justice is saying this is what they wanted. And the Chariot is telling me this is the new way of life. Like, they're out there getting things done. They're constantly busy. Like, that's what this situation entails. Like, they're constantly busy. But the Justice with it is telling me that's what they wanted. This is what they've been working towards, and they got it. And now this is what it's going to require. That's what makes it better for them. They seem to start to accept that this is what they wanted. This is what it's going to require, and I feel like they're committing to it. What makes it better for you is feeling like you're going to have to adjust. The Two of Swords, oddly enough, the reason this makes things better is because you're realizing like this is how it's going to be from now on, and you have to find a different way to handle the whole situation. I feel like if there's certain things that your partner used to take care of in the household, you have to pick up the slack or find different ways to handle those things. I feel like there's also... See, this is a heavy card too, with the yawning going on there. And I'm feeling it like right here in my eyes too, because I feel like you're very sad about this. Because you're not seeing your partner as much as you're used to. You're not able to do everything that you were able to do before. And I feel like you realize this is actually changing your life. Your partner's not going to be able to be around as much as you're used to. And you're realizing this is what they've been working for, this is what they want, and they're going forward towards it. Like this is something they've worked for a long time. And I feel like you're realizing like this is how this is going to be from now on. The Two of Swords is like there's nothing you can do to stop it. You're committed to your partner. You're not really happy about the changes, about how much you see them and how they interact with you, but you're also realizing that this is something they've been working for a long time, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to change. So I feel like the reason this is a good card for you is because you're kind of in that acceptance mode. Like, I'm going to have to reevaluate things and just kind of put them in different... Like, I'm going to have to redistribute how things are done. I'm going to have to readjust about how, what we can plan to be together, when we can spend time together. You're having to do all the adjusting. I feel like that's the problem. Which doesn't seem fair, but I feel like you're looking at it like, well, they've been working for this for a long time, and it's a very good thing. There's only so much they can do. So you're looking at it like, knowing how the situation's going to go from here on out, you're just kind of accepting what it has to be and redistributing the weight of the relationship. But the Two of Swords is telling me this is kind of hard because you're at the spot where you have to accept like this is what it's going to be from now on. I guess that's not really that bad. At first I was like, is this seeming negative? Because I saw that Two of Swords. I'm getting like as time goes on, you'll fall more into a comfortable rhythm with it. You'll get used to it over time. You would still like your partner around more, and you'd still like to see them more, but for what it has to be and what's actually happening, I feel like you're making it through. Let's do this. That's all I have for Cancer's relationship. Let's do Cancer single. Single Cancer. I don't think this deck likes me doing it that way. I feel like I have to shuffle them on the side here, because if I try to do it my normal way, the deck just doesn't seem to want to shuffle very well. Alright, so Cancer single. Let's do Cancer single. Cancer single. Messages for single Cancers. Messages for single Cancers. What do we have for single Cancers? Empowering messages that help them move forward in life the way they want to move. That reading went a lot better. I'm not questioning the cards as much. Like, I'm used to my other deck a lot more, and the messages that come through with that. These messages, like, especially the Two of Wands, that's completely different than what I'm used to in this deck. So I'm still getting used to this one. But I'm feeling like it's coming through very strongly. It's just forcing me to not go with a stagnant or common meaning that I would normally pull for a card. So I feel like it's making me step outside of my box there, which I think is better. I'm sure people will say. Cancer single? Yeah. Okay. You got the Ace of Swords at the bottom here. I feel like you have ideas about what you want, and that's the biggest thing here. This is mirrored in your thoughts. Let's put out some of the Oracle cards, because I feel like... because I see where this could come from. I see where it could connect in here easily. But we're going to put out some Oracle cards, and then, I pick up the cards as I go. just to see exactly what they're trying to say here. Only 2. Okay. Alright, now, the Ace of Swords, that's usually a beginning card. And this one has a crown around the sword. And in this part, for this reading, I feel like you have grand ideas about what you want this to be. You have a great thought. You know where you want it to go, but I feel like it's a grand idea in the sense of like, it's almost like living beyond your means type feel there. I'm not sure where, well, let's keep going because I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen here, but I do get the environment is quick. But whoever's around you, they move fast. They can be in and out fast, or they can just be a whirlwind of... I'm fighting what it came through, but I guess I should just say it. A whirlwind of dysfunction is how it actually came through. Because I'm getting there's a lot of quick energy flying around here. A lot of just like constant movement, questioning, going left or right, that type of thing. That's what I'm... 8 of Wands is, I know traditionally it's a quick card, but I'm getting some confusion in this situation. Like, it just seems like they're going all over the place. And to you, it looks like confusion. To them, they might know exactly what's going on. But I'm getting in the past, like, you've had good times with this person. In the past, you've seen things where you've... Well, no, I'm getting you've had good times with this person. And that's kind of where this is stemming from. That's where the Ace of Swords is coming from. That's also where the thoughts, your thoughts are the Chariot. You want to make something happen here because you've had good time with this person in the past. The question is it going to happen? Because you're standing in a spot of the Magician. You're the one who's actively pursuing this. That's what I get with this card for this part of the reading. Like, you're actively pursuing this. The question is, are you going forward with it? Because what I'm getting here is you're kind of ambivalent. But you do have a lot of ideas. You do have the Chariot in your thoughts. Because what I have here is the Six of Swords with the World card right next to it. The Six of Swords is kind of moving on from difficulties. That's just a traditional meaning for that card. But I feel like you're kind of out here in this boat, and you're not really sure if this is really going to work out or really go your way. And you're kind of... it's kind of like you're considering abandoning the idea. Excuse me. And they're telling me I have to be very careful to read the cards as their information's coming off them, not the traditional meaning. Because I'm getting you're nervous here. You're nervous about what's going to happen next, and you're not really sure if this is something you want to put your neck out about. This is a dynamic energy, and that's what I'm getting. And I'm getting the World card here next in line. Like, are they moving on, or are you going towards them? Like, something major seems to be happening here. It's a major arcana. I'm getting, like, the way things are coming together, like, it needs just a little bit more dedication, but it seems like there's a possibility here. And I'm getting things are pulling forward. See, I feel like there's a change here. This feels like a battle. I'm feeling this is hard for you because it's almost like trying to get this person to really, I don't know, it seems, I'm getting like there's a battle here, which is strange for the World card. I'm getting like you're trying to get them interested, or, let's start seeing each other exclusively or something like that. And I feel like you're constantly, trying to plead your case. Because the world is here. It's like you're trying to bring the world into effect. All right, that makes more sense to me. You're trying to pull this into the next level. And it's that energy you saw that was kind of making you ambivalent. Like you were considering walking on from this. Which is strange to me because you have the Chariot over here. And I'm just like, I'm questioning, like, is that what we're... Because it feels like you have a moment of doubt. You're not thinking that's really going to work. You're thinking you should just leave it as it is. But then you try to go forward and you're trying to conquer this world energy is what I'm getting with that Chariot. You're pulling in with the Chariot, you're trying to conquer the world is kind of what it feels like. And this seems like a very dynamic energy. I'm not feeling this person is really as confused as they look like from the outside. But the way they move through life to you, I feel like you're looking at it like, wow, they're just all over the place. And I feel like you're trying to nail that energy down. You're trying to get this person to kind of commit to you in some sense. But I don't know if it's really happening at this point. And I'm not seeing it really come through very easily. Because I feel like this is coming in and out. And I feel like this person is elusive. Because you have the Seven of Swords at the bottom. Like, you can't really pin them down. And you're not really sure if him, her, they, however that works out. You can't pin them down. And you're wondering what's gonna, like, what, you can't even get to, like, the what's gonna happen, because you can't really, like, you got the Seven of Swords here, you're just like, I don't know what's happening, I don't know if this is something that's not gonna happen, or something it is gonna happen, like, that's what I get with the Seven of Swords for your reading. I mean, for what it traditionally is, I don't know if that really matches, because it looks like it's usually a thieving card. But in this one, you're just kind of like stuck between, like, I don't know if there's something to have here or not. I don't know what's really happening. I'm getting confusion again. Like, is this going to happen or not? Like, is this person interested or not? If I could just nail them down for a little while, him, her, they, however that works out. That maybe, that maybe what? That's the thing. You can't get that far to know the maybe part. And now it's pushing forward here. See, I feel like... See, this is what's going on here. Okay, I'm getting better sense here. Especially when I touch that future card. You're like making plans or something. You're keeping this person in your life. You're trying to pull them into your circle more. You're trying to pull them into your life more. That's the World card. You're making this choice to try to make that happen. But you're also with the Seven... The Seven of Swords is like, it's not completely there, but it's not completely out of the question either. It's like this person is sort of like flitting in and out. And it's not, you're not really sure if they're going to cement in or not. You just don't know. Now, I'm getting as it goes forward, you have the Emperor card. You're consistent with trying to keep them in your life. They seem to be still doing the same as they've been. I don't feel like they're committing, but I don't feel like they're pulling back either. They're not saying yes or no at this point. And what I'm getting is, this all seems to go together. As you're going to the end here, you got, I'm feeling like 4 cards are explaining the end of this, which is odd because those are usually overall energy. But you got the Hanged Man with Divine Guidance. You're in this stagnant period, but it can't stay here forever. Things aren't really changing, but it feels like a few months into this, doing it this way, you're getting like, you're starting to feel like, is this how this is just going to be? But the Divine Guidance is saying this other person is making up their mind. This other person is purposely being elusive because they are not sure what they want yet either. They're trying to get a better footing on what you are and how you might affect their life. Because I feel like this person is nervous of someone trying to clip their wings, and they do not want that. So they're just like taking it sort of slow, but in a different type of way. They're being elusive a little because if they feel you're going to try to clip their wings, they're going to walk away. They're going to fly away, I should say. But if they feel like you can be okay with them having their free spirit and doing what they want to do, if that's conducive with you, I feel like then this could go your way. I'm getting that's the big thing with this person. They don't want anybody to clip their wings. It's not that they don't want to be in a relationship with you. They just don't want anybody to clip their wings, and that's what they're worried about. That seems like it's a big concern here. Because you have the Hanged Man with the divine guidance. When the Hanged Man is going on and you're feeling this is stuck in like a limbo state, you can't seem to make it land, this other person is really getting an idea of you, and they're really starting to understand whether you're trying to clip their wings or not. This is definitely going to come down to, though, if they feel you're trying to clip their wings, they're going to fly away. So just be aware of that. So if it's something where you don't find that conducive with the way they are, if you have a hard time dealing with that, this might not be for you. But I'm getting for the majority of you, you got the Five of Swords with the Courage. For the majority of you, I'm getting you should hold on, because I don't feel like that's a big deal for you. As long as the person is honorable and reliable with getting things done they need to get done, you're fine. And I'm getting the Five of Swords is kind of like you're holding together. This card in this deck, it comes up. I've had it a couple times so far, and it's just, I have to not let myself try to jump back to a previous deck, because when I see this card, for you, I'm getting like you're just kind of not liking how you can't really cement this in. I feel like you're not really happy with it, and you're afraid that this is going to fall short, or you're just going to be left on your own. It's not going to go anywhere. The Courage card with it is saying stick it out, unless you really can't deal with the free spirit energy, because like again, this person, if they think you're going to clip their wings, they're going to walk away. But if they realize you're okay with them being able to fly around as they want, then they're probably going to be with you. So having the courage to hold that out, this will go where you want it to. It's just this stagnant period, the divine guidance with it, the Hanged Man with the divine guidance is saying this person needs to get to know you more, and they have to be sure you're not going to try to clip their wings. Even though you've had fun in the past, when this person gets involved in relationships, people try to change them, or they feel like they try to. They're just trying to see if you're going to do that to them too. Because a relationship is a different level. It's a different way of living with somebody. And if they feel like they can be who they want to be and feel free, I'm getting more than likely they're going to go your direction. And that's what that's why it seems stagnant to you, but they're realizing who you are, how you're going to treat them, if you're going to be okay with them being who they want to be, and it moves on from there. All right, they're saying don't rehash that a third time, so let me just leave it alone. Of course, thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.